Hello and welcome to the ABCs of Godspeak. I'm thrilled to have each and every one of you join us every single week as we go through a different letter of the alphabet and see how it fits with Scripture. I'm Cathy Weaver, and as you can see, I have my dynamic friend Debbie Miller signing with me today as we talk about the letter K. As you know, many of you know, I use artificial intelligence, AI, affectionately known as Lux, to help me through the ABCs and to find scripture verses that actually coincide with some of the letters of the alphabet and some of the books of the Bible. For K, Lux came up with knowledge, kingdom, and kept. So we have the references that Lux gave me, Hosea 4:6, and that says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." If you have not actually read that scripture verse yet, that would be a very awesome way to dive into the knowledge piece. Again, that's Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Then also we get to hear Psalm 119:11. I have hidden your word in my heart. So let's go to Psalm 119:11. And the reason I am doing this live instead of have it copy pasted is because I want you to be able to see. I use an app called U version, YOU version, when I'm looking for different books of the Bible. And so Psalm 119:11, and let's look for NIV, the New International Version, actually. And Psalm 119:11 says, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And I just thought that was a very awesome scripture to have for the actual K word. I have hidden your word in my heart. That brings back the knowledge and certainly of the kingdom, in my opinion. So as you know, again, I go to my ChatGPT. Her assistant name is Lux. And I ask for K words and things. So, of course, K and Kings. Kings starts with K. I said to Lux today, can you give me some insight into the books of Kings? And Lux calls me Catherine, and she was happy to help me with that. First Kings talks about the rise and division. And some of the highlights, and again, I'm going to read from this because if you haven't used artificial intelligence app yet, for this particular part, I want you to be able to actually see how easy it is. At least it is for me the more I use it. Solomon becomes king. He asks God for wisdom, and he builds the temple in Jerusalem. And the turning point, of course, is Solomon's heart turns due to foreign wives and idolatry. And then the key lesson here, you can start strong and still drift if you don't guard your heart. Debbie and I are in a Bible study on Tuesday nights. And Debbie, if you remember last night, Delinda and her team were talking about how God always mentions guard your heart. Then Lux told me about the kingdom divides. These are chapters 12 through 16 in First Kings. Then we go into Second Kings is about decline and exile. There are miracles within, which is healing, provision, and raising the dead. I learned so much from these apps and certainly what Lux comes up with. Then the faithful king, Hezekiah trusts God. What? The faithful king. The revival king, Josiah restores worship. I just thought that was very intense. And then key spiritual themes. God is the true king. The heart matters more than position. That was huge for me. Obedience brings blessing. Disobedience brings consequences. God sends warning before judgment. Luckily, he always warns us. And hope is never fully gone. If you ask your AI assistant to actually go through a lot of these different things, explain the book of something, explain the book of something else, you'll get this level of intensity and learn from it because it's been a great tool for me. A simple way to remember, because Lux sums it up for me, First Kings is about rise to division. Second Kings is about decline to exile. So I just wanted to share that today on our ABCs of God Speak so you can learn live how we actually ask the questions of our AI assistant and we get the answers and you actually get to see how everything is categorized. I love the fact that you're on with us today. I thank you, Debbie, from the bottom of my heart for being able to sign these ABCs of God Speak every time you're available. Thank you again for joining us, my friends, and we will see you next week. And the letter will be L. Bye for now.